Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Our team spotlight for the Hilliard Bradley Jaguars. And last year going 6-6 on the season. They're a tough defense and a very disciplined offense. They have a returning quarterback in Declan O'Neill, and that should make a big difference this season. You'd think he passed for more than 1,000 yards in his junior year, so looking to pick up right where he left off.
Definitely, Bryce. I like this team. I know their overall record doesn't really show how good they are, but they are in a lot of backyard brawls. A lot of the games that they play are nice and close, and that's how they like to play. If it's close in the fourth quarter, I think they play to a heightened level, and that's when teams kind of get scared of them. But they like to keep it close the whole game, and they like to keep it going forward.
And taking a look at our player spotlight for Hilliard Bradley. They're in the locker room right now gearing up in the last few seconds before they head to the field for kickoff. And you pointed out Micah Fisher, pure speed safety, covers well, and over 100 tackles last year. I mean, that's exactly what this defense needs.
Bryce, he's an Ohio defensive back. This guy's a real dude. S-T-U-D, stud, right? And he's going to have to be a stud tonight if he's going to slow down Buirley and that offense tonight. He has to be kind of everywhere. Right, he's going to be playing next to the line. He's going to be playing back in coverage. He's going to have to be Superman, but hopefully he brung his cape, and Big Walnut's not their kryptonite tonight, Bryce.
And rolling into our keys to victory, and you identified playing at their own pace and stopping that run of Nolan Buirley.
Definitely, like I said, they like to be nice, a nice old school backyard brawls. Nice close games, right? That's something that we're just not accustomed to with Big Walnut. They like to kind of bust open the case open early. But if it's close, especially late in the game, I think this could be bad news bears for the Golden Eagles.
And flipping to the other side, we'll take a look at the team spotlight for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles. We saw a whole lot of them last season. They went 13-2 all the way to the Final Four in a season that culminated in losing to Anderson. But they were with it. I mean, within one touchdown of that game, and they feel great about coming into this season.
I mean, Bryce, for last year, they're kind of like the best team on turf, right? They were just doing everything. You know, Buirley was having a great year. Stumpf was having a great year. Their defense, I thought, had a monster year. As I was looking back in the film, they had a great front seven, but they're also losing a couple pieces, right? Olin Pollock, right? Brody Hatfield, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
These are all great, good guys. And, you know, who's going to step up in those roles when they, you know, Olin kind of stepped up. We need a big play for Big Walnut. Brody was playing both sides of the ball, being a terror. Who's going to step up and make those plays this year, Bryce? That's going to be the biggest question. I'm kind of anticipating to see the answer.
And taking a look at our player spotlight tonight, and we got to go with Nolan Buirley. 30 touchdowns last season, over 2,200 rushing yards, and just a phenomenal piece of this offense. And it's really amazing. You know, I started during Eli and Nolan's sophomore year, and really the narrative that I had was they were like the little engine that could, but now they're the freight train that does.
Bryce, it's not a secret anymore. These guys are good. But when you one of my biggest things, one of my favorite things when I was growing up is we had this thing called Victory Camp, right? And we watched this little movie called The Miracle on Ice. We watched the movie, and at the end of the movie, my coach said, "Who do you think you guys are, the Americans or the Russians?" And we thought we were the Americans, but no, you're the Russians. Everybody has a target on your back, and that's Big Walnut this season. They got to bring their A game every week. There's no nights off. And that's how, even week 1, you just got to work on going 1-0. Week 2, 1-0, right? And that's what you got to do. Doing the little things great, and that's what it takes to make a championship team. I know they're frustrated, but we have to keep going forward if they're the Golden Eagles, right?
And for Big Walnut coming into week 1, while Hilliard is 6-6, they have some weapons, and they're a Division I team, so certainly going to be a challenge for them all the same tonight.
Definitely. Both teams want to make some noise. You know, there's always a great quote after the first week. Either you're 1-0 or you're 0-1. Who's going to be who after this game? It's going to be interesting to see, Bryce.
And taking a look at our keys to victory for Big Walnut, and they're going to want to establish the run and be physical on defense. And I think probably the biggest piece of physicality is we're seeing Nolan Buirley playing both sides of the ball. We saw that last season a little bit, but in talking with his recruiters and talking with Northwestern, they said that adding him as a linebacker and having that skill set actually adds a lot to what he's able to do.
Definitely, Bryce. I heard he has Jarvis in his helmet because he's going to be Iron Man today, playing on both sides of the ball. I'm excited to see how he's going to look on defense. I know what he's going to do on offense, but I'm also excited to see his conditioning. Playing both sides of the ball is nothing for the weak, right? He's going to have to juice up. He's going to have to be ready. I hope he drunk his Gatorade and his Wheaties today, Bryce. It's going to be a big one.
And the community has really caught on as we have a packed house. And taking a look around the community, they were putting up storefront displays, and Rennick Orthodontics, the big winners here as you're taking a look on your screen. A great little layout of the field, Eagles versus the Squirrels. But you played for a state championship team. How important was that community element to what you all were able to do and the success that you all had?
It was amazing, Bryce. You know, on my senior year, Bryce, we went 0-2, and having the community kind of come in behind us and still believe in us was huge. And that's what you see in this community today, that they still believe in this team, and that they're going on this great, amazing run.
Back after the national anthem, and we are getting ready for opening kickoff, just about 3 minutes away, and we will have week 1 football, and excitement is certainly in the air.
Bryce, there's no better feeling than Friday night lights. Smelling that popcorn in the air. School's back in session, right? Smelling a nice old hot dog on the grill. Doesn't get much better than this.
And so we will go ahead and address the elephant in the room and talk quickly about Jameer Brown. Like many of you, I was disappointed to hear the news of Jameer's transfer back to Wayne, but I want to remind everyone that this is a 17 or 18-year-old kid who's having to make some really, really big decisions for his life. And I honestly, genuinely hope that all of the decisions he makes works out for the best for him. All right, so with that out of the way, we will go ahead and focus on the task at hand tonight as Hilliard Bradley crosses through the banner. And Hilliard Bradley coming out in force as well, as you're getting a look at the visitor crowd, and they're certainly making their presence known.
There's always that week one optimism, right? Clean slate, everybody's hyped, everybody had a pep rally today. First week of school, Bryce. I know everybody's excited. You've been in grueling camp the whole week, month of August. You're just kind of ready to hit somebody else, right?
Yeah, right. Enough with hitting each other.
And that's what it's all about, Bryce. I'm excited to see how both of these teams can come together after a grueling camp and have a great start to the season nonetheless.
And so it will be Hilliard Bradley receiving, Big Walnut kicking away, and they will receive in the second half. And when they win the toss, they do have that preference, I've found.
Definitely. It's always nice to start, Bryce. Start hot and early. I'm excited to see how this Big Walnut's going to respond after that disappointing end to the season last year. I know they've been talking about it all camp. I know they've been talking about it all off season. But this is it. This is right here. If you wanted to start the road to the championship, you got to have a great first step. If I'm Big Walnut, you want to do the little things, great.
So Bo Drake will be the one kicking it away, and we saw him, Jake Neff, get injured last year on a kick, and for the rest of the season it was Bo Drake who they really kind of morphed into a football kicker. He was a soccer player before.
Definitely, Bryce, and you know, he had some pretty good kicks as the season progressed. I think he kind of got into that role. Actually, interested to see how he's kind of fitted with off season. He's getting more comfortable in the field.
Oh, and Piles, I'm mistaken, the one kicking away.
Oh.
But he's the one, yes, the soccer player who they've really morphed into a great kicker. And I mean, Big Walnut has always had a string of pretty good kickers, and that's such an asset to be able to play it within range of 30, 40 yards and get it through the uprights.
Bryce, it's a lot of skills that a lot of high school teams just don't have. And if you're able to kind of turn maybe a drive that kind of stalls out around that spot of the field, get points out of that, you know, that could be a difference between wins and losses. You know, even Bradley, they lost by a point last year in the playoffs, right? I bet they would like to have one field goal if they could, have run it back, right?
And so waiting for the official go-ahead. Looks like Braylon Gordon back to receive for the Jaguars. Still waiting for that official go-ahead.
Oh, Bryce, I wasn't able to sleep last night. I'm so excited.
Yeah. You can only imagine how the players are feeling.
Oh, man, it's like Christmas.
Yeah.
Start of a new season. Can't believe it.
NFL preseason, Buckeyes right around the corner.
I know, I just couldn't take any more World Cup. It's not my cup of tea of football, you know?
Yeah. With that said, we are excited to announce that we are going to be doing at least 4 soccer games for Big Walnut this season. We'll be working with Matt Thompson, who's currently on the camera, but former college soccer player and rules official, so we're really excited about that one.
Big Walnut going back to the infamous, hold up, wait a second.
I think they drew some people off. The crowd not happy that they weren't able to get a flag, but we are underway here at Big Walnut High School. Crossing the 25, that's where he'll go out of bounds, and that's where we'll start the first play of this young season.
And that was a great return right there. Bryce getting up to the 25. Great starting field position for the Jaguars. It's always an interesting thing, the first play of the season. What do? Do you go flea flicker, maybe go some oohs and ahs, or you just keep it simple, Bryce? Do a nice little ISO up the middle.
Well, running back Rashad Truss had 191 carries, 946 yards for an average of 5 yards per carry, so a great record for him. But he is wrapped up in the backfield and dropped for a loss as it brings up second down.
And Bryce, there was just nowhere to go as soon as they snapped the ball. As you can see, that Big Walnut front seven got a nice, good push. That's always a great first start to the season, a nice tackle for loss, right, for the defense.
And it's TJ Minor with the tackle for loss. He's gotten a lot of looks from really big schools and just still a young guy.
Young guy, but has a lot of experience, Bryce. You know, he had some ups and downs, you know, but I'm excited to see how he's going to progress as a junior this year and as a leader on the defense. He's a standout player nonetheless, but I'm excited to see how he's progressing all season.
Quarterback rolling out. TJ Minor there once again for a second tackle for loss. Last season, he had 26 already with 2-on-2 plays.
His ears must have been ringing, right? We was talking about him up here. Like I say, he's a force to be reckoned with, Bryce. And this is exactly where this Big Walnut defense wants them to be. Third and deep. Interesting to see what the Jaguars will come out tonight in. But I know this is what you want if you're Big Walnut's defense. They're going to pin their ears back, and they're going to try to get at this quarterback, Bryce.
Snapping it, O'Neal running to the right. Was able to find a receiver, but not able to get the throw low enough into his hands. Miles Mason was the intended receiver, the 6-foot junior, probably about 7.5 feet in the air.
Definitely, Bryce. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to that later in the game. It seemed like everything was working pretty well. It just wasn't able to connect on the throw right there towards the sideline. That's a difficult throw to make.
So now forcing a 3-and-out situation, Bradley will punt it away. Situated on their own 19-yard line. Brady Simon will call for the fair catch, and they will start right around the 39.5, first down.
All right, Bryce. It's showtime.
Yeah.
The two-headed monster's back in action, and I know we're all ready to see them play.
Welcome to the jungle, indeed.
Buirley, Stumpf. The greatest show on turf in Central Ohio, right?
And big news over the offseason. Eli Stumpf committed to Michigan State University. Nolan Buirley to Northwestern. What a stacked offensive backfield.
Big Ten backfield, if you ask me, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's see how these teammates are going to be future opponents down the line.
Stumpf will go under center. Buirley shoots the gap and is rolled forward towards the first down marker. I don't think it's going to be just enough. It'll be about 1 yard short, actually.
And that was just such textbook. You know, we've seen that so many times with Big Walnut. Buirley gets the handoff and he stumbles forward for 9 yards. But I just want to give the line a shout out once again, starting off Chris. Nice push.
Once again to Buirley to his right, cutting back inside. He'll pick up the first down and looks like about 8 more as the chains will move.
And the line is once again just pushing these Jaguars front seven kind of all over where they want to go. It seems like early and often, Big Walnut wants to establish the run and let these Jaguars know who they are and let them know who they are early on, Bryce.
Now taking the snap from the gun, they'll look to the left, completion to Finn Stumpf. We didn't see much last year, cousin of Eli Stumpf, and he is the bigger body, 6'4", 164 pounds, so kind of playing a mixture of like a tight end, wide receiver type role.
You say there's just another Stumpf out there hanging out? Wow. Well, I knew when I saw 2 Stumpfs on the players. I was like, no way. So, but, yeah, but that was a great just pitch and catch right there. They can definitely tell they had that chemistry, play in the backyard, and Thanksgiving right there, Bryce.
They'll go with the pistol this time, wide receiver on each side. With the snap, hands it right off to Buirley. Buirley will juke, pick up the first down, and work them inside of the red zone.
And once again, Bryce, it's just the poisonous of this offense. They've been here before. They know what they want to do. But they know what they have to do right here, which is just establish a good first drive. You can't win a championship. You can't win the game just on one drive alone, but they're having just a great start. They looking fundamentally sound. They look comfortable out there. If I close my eyes, it looked like it was week 5 right now, how this offense is humming. But the Jaguars are definitely playing a little backpedaling.
2 wide receivers out to Stumpf's right, puts a man in motion. He'll look to pass over the middle, well over the head of the intended receiver. It was Brody Schuster, the tight end.
But that was just almost great, right? Almost great. Everything looked great. Great rollout, line blocked well, just wasn't able to connect. And for those type of, I'll say, miscalculations on throws, you know, you kind of expect those early and often, especially in the season. You know, maybe it was a commentator curse, might curse them a little bit right there, Bryce, but I got a good feeling that they might hook up a little later.
Well, I mean, first pass of the season feels a whole lot different than thrown in practice, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Lining up in the I formation. They'll hand it off to Braden Neverman, but Neverman is dropped in the backfield, only a loss of about 1. But it will bring up 3rd and 11.
All right, 3rd and 11, Bryce. Not idealistic situations if you're Big Walnut's offense. Interesting to see how they're going to go forward this play calling. Most likely will be a pass. Interesting to go back to Brody or even go back to Stumpf. They got weapons on the offensive side, Bryce.
3rd and 11. They were fortunately atrocious last year on 3rd down, only able to convert about 15% of 3rd down situations, but 4th downs they were much more successful. Driving ahead, Stumpf is going to be dropped about 3 yards short of the 1st down marker, so 4th and very short.
And that was just a good read by Stumpf. Wasn't in love with anything he saw downfield. And we see him do this often last year, picking up those necessary yards with his legs. Just wasn't able to pick up the first right there. But like we said, with the kicker, this is also a nice weapon to have if you're the Golden Eagles.
So Owen Piles will line up for the PAT attempt. The last 2 games, he went 2 for 2 on field goals and 5 for 5 on PATs. And that one no different as he splits the upright. Big Walnut leads by 3. Stay with us.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
A 29-yard field goal from the foot of Owen Piles puts Big Walnut on the board for the first time this season. They lead Hilliard Bradley 3-0.
You know, Bryce's offense was humming for a bit, and then it kind of just ran out of gas, right? It stalled out.
Going with a little bit of variance in the backfield. They're not going to rely as much. I mean, still enough. Ball coming out. Big Walnut will fall on top of it, and they think they have it, and they do.
Talking about an exclamation point right there on special teams, Bryce. I'm going to say it more than once this year. It's the third of the game. I was a special team bandit, and I love to see when big plays happen, especially on kickoff.
And it looks like, I believe it was Braden Neverman who knocked it out on the tackle. He fumbled it a little bit of it in his hands before finally it was on the deck.
Well, Bryce, I've been waiting all offseason to say this. Never say Neverman, right? And that was just a great play for him to make. Hop on the ball, give this offense another shot, because I know they're anxious to put 7 on the board.
Trey Paulius, good for 20 catches last year. The hand's not there this time for Bradley. They'll look to pass. Stumpf, nice and easy, throwing it over the head of the defenders, and that's good for a touchdown. Jackson Bowers.
It's just what is crazy that can happen when big plays. It's a change of momentum. It seemed like Uncle Mo was all on the other side. That fumble happened, and next thing you know, there's a touchdown on the board. You love to see it. But this all happened from the fumble on the kickoff. But this was having you give your offense more opportunities. Good things tend to happen.
So lining up on the 2 for, well, I don't see a kicker just yet. There he is, Owen Piles lining up.
Piles will attempt the point after. Jackson Bowers will hold.
And that one's through. Big Walnut leading this one 10-0 over Hilliard Bradley with 6:21 remaining here in the first quarter. Stay with us.
Call Buckeye Horizon, your local trained comfort specialist.
I like being able to give back to the community, and just our teamwork is really solid. It makes it an incredible place to work because a lot of people enjoy what they're doing and want to help out.
You get to learn every day. You get to meet very unique people. I get to interact with everyone from the clinical staff to the administrative staff. Everyone has something to offer. It's kind of like a million puzzle pieces coming together to make one large, beautiful piece.
Back after the touchdown from Eli Stumpf to Jackson Bowers, a big hit on the kickoff return team, but it'll be just about the same as a touchback as we'll begin the first quarter with 6:13 remaining on this drive.
It's always scary for that next kickoff, right? Especially your kick return, you give it up. You know that kickoff team's coming in juice with the ball again. But good way for the Jaguars to respond. This is big for them right now. This is not how they wanted to go into this game. Down 10-0 early and often. And if I was them, I think they want to play with a little more urgency. Definitely get points on the board in this drive if possible.
Looking to his left, and they'll give it to Paulius again. He was the one who fumbled, so I think kind of a confidence thing, getting it back to him, getting it into his hands for a completion.
Definitely. He's a playmaker, Bryce, and you don't want his confidence to deter. You want to get him involved early and often. Hey, had that short memory of a goldfish. Let's move forward.
We're going to add a little bit of time to the clock, maybe. All right, we're to the line, lining up in the gun. 4 wide receivers at his disposal, 2 on his right, 1 on his left. He'll take the snap, looking over the middle, sensing the pressure. He's rolling out, will pick up some positive yardage, but he's hit about a yard short of the first down marker, and it'll bring up 3rd and short.